This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike Feed.
And this your coach, Colin Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Top-notch coaches all around the world. Top-notch coaches all around the world. Our special guest today is Coach Richie Marsh. Now, they call him Richie Marsh as well. He's done it all. I'm talking about he done played college ball, too. And he a defensive player. So y'all know that's what me and Seymour all about, playing defense. And not only that, he played college ball. He went on to coach in Polk County. And now he's almost like a legendary coach because he's going to be going in the Hall of Fame now. And he's one of the most winningest coaches in Polk County history. He coached at Frostproof and he coached at Bartow. And after that, he went up to Valdosta, baby. Them Toombs County Wildcats. And he was a DC and he was balling up there. But I forgot another stop he made when he was a defensive coordinator at Southeastern University. And on top of that, he drove so you got Valdosta right here and Thomasville right around the corner. So he went over there for the 229. He stayed in the 229. He went over to Thomasville Bulldog. And then he did his thing over there. And then he left the Thomasville Bulldog. And now he up there doing his thing in Toombs County. And they handling business. New facility, turf field, clean uniforms, and I love what I done seen far as on film of his players. And he got some hard-nosed teams that he always coaching. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and let Seymour bring him on.
How you doing, Coach?
How you doing, brother?
Coach, it's a blessing to have you right on track with you getting these top-notch awards.
I'm humble, man, and it's good to be talking to you. You were one of my special ones.
I appreciate that.
That is the truth.
I appreciate that. Coach, I want to know, I was thinking about it today. I said, while you was coaching at Bartow, did you know that your nephew had coaching in him? Because now he's right there with you, rolling and getting all this wisdom and knowledge from you. Did you see that when we was in high school?
I didn't know if he would coach Seymour. I just knew that. You look at the coaches that come off of those teams in Bartow. I mean, there's countless numbers of guys that have went into coaching and they're very successful. And I don't know what it was. It was a special time, and obviously y'all were a special group. And him personally, he went on and done his thing and left college and started. After he played college ball, he got some college coaching and, got a job down there in Hardy and became the head coach. It was very successful. And when we had an opening up here, I knew that I needed to try to hit a home run. And I just went in and talked to our superintendent, and I just said, look, I don't know if we're going to get this guy, but I really think he'd be a great addition to what we're trying to do here. I really don't think it's going to work unless we get a guy like this. And I just want to make a run at him. And he said, let's make a run at him. And we did. And great, glory be to God that we got him here. And, man, has he been just unreal since he's been here for us.
That's a blessing, Coach. It's a blessing from the start. Now, I do want to know, and I like to ask coaches, where and when did you know that you actually wanted to be a coach? Like, when did you feel like, was it high school, elementary, or when you was in college? When did it all start for you?
I don't know. I mean, growing up in Bartow, Bartow has a special place in my heart, and everything was successful in Bartow at that time. And I mean, it was just, you were so proud to be called a Bartow Yellow Jacket, and the success that we had there with our teams there. And whether it be Little League at 555, whether it be Coach Murphy at the middle school, junior high, 8th and 9th, or whether it was with Coach Quinn at the high school, it was good times. And football was just such a big part of my life. I went through some stuff when I was a young kid where um, some it was taken away from my family, and it was just football. Football was my family. Robert Earl Miller, some of them guys, they were my real brothers in life. And football was always important to me, and had a chance to play college football. And I just knew, I had one dream then, one dream. I just wanted to come back and coach for Coach Conrad somewhere, or Coach Howes, and knowing that they were around Bartow. And that was my dream, to be honest, coming out of college. And I finished that, moved straight back home to try to make that dream happen. And that was a time when they weren't hiring coaches, so I had to do construction for a while, but and then got an opportunity to do it. It wasn't, right off the bat with the guys that I wanted to do it for, and I wanted to do it at Bartow, and I was able to. I helped Charlie Tate there for a little bit when he was there, but wasn't able to get on with a teaching job there. But was able to get on at Frostproof, and man, I haven't went to work a day in my life.
Coach, I gotta ask you. We had a coach on last year by the name of Mike Cole, who currently coaching at Madison County football team in Florida. He spoke very highly of you, and I just want to know, how do you see him as well, and how was it in your younger days with y'all coaching against each other?
Oh, well, Coe was basically he's like the legend in Florida now, ain't he? He's like the Bill Belichick of Florida. I mean,
Yeah.
he's knocking it down, and he played for Coach Parrish in Auburndale, and back in those days, and I think it still is. I know when Colin played, it was the same as Auburndale and Bartow. I mean, they cleared towns for that game, and I remember that a particular time when they were ranked in the nation, 7th in the nation. They were number 1 in 4A, and we were number 1 in 3A, and we got the opportunity to play them at Bartow. They brought bleachers in and put them on the track, and he played for that tradition there at Auburndale. And I remember talking to him as a young coach, and he kind of had the same dream. All he wanted to do was be a coach at Auburndale, and and kind of live some of the dreams we got to live as in our childhood. But then some things didn't work out Polk County for him. He ends up moving up to Madison County, and look, I mean, he has done a tremendous job, and he loves his kids. He gets them to play hard, and he's just turned into a really, really good football coach. I mean, as far as what he does for his kids and X and O wise, also very respected.
Coach, I love what you just said, and he spoke pretty much the same way about you. So, it was good to just hear, all the good words, and to know that the coaching world and the colleagues in coaching, actually pay attention to each other and have that much respect for one another. Now, on another note, being as a defensive player, like, give me your insight on this now, coach. Coach, I gotta talk to you about this right here. I have a problem with it, man. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I see the referee throwing flags out there, and I know it's for the safety of the game, and I know you as a coach gonna make sure you say the right thing, but it just aggravates me so much, man, that every time a defensive player look like he make a big hit, a flag go to flying in the air. So give me your take on that.
Well, I kind of got. I don't know if everybody would kind of like my opinion on that. My opinion is we've gotten soft. I think we've gotten soft with near about everything we do, whether it be and that's kind of personal with me. But as a whole, I think we're soft about a lot of things we do. And I mean, remember basketball when I was growing up. I mean, it was the Detroit Pistons, and basketball was basically a football game without pads. And I just loved watching that, and everything was physical back then. And for whatever reason, things have changed now. And and you touch somebody in basketball, it's a foul. You touch a receiver running down the field, it's a pass interference call. And I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why it's changed that way. I know part of it is that everybody's infatuated with a lot of points being scored, and obviously those penalties help the offense to score a lot of points, and it just makes it tougher to coach defense. It's very frustrating at times to coach defense, and especially when the kids grow up. And that's the things they're kind of telling them, is they're just not being raised as far as the toughness that, and even calling them. I mean, that's one of the things we try to do at Bartow. But everything about football and the way I grew up in Bartow was just about being physically and mentally tough. And if you didn't have that, you weren't going to be out there. I mean, those cats that come out of Bartow back in my day, they'd wake you up real fast, and you weren't going to go home and go crying to your parents about nothing because you just sit up under a tree and cry. But I think things have changed, and I think it's happening that way because the game has changed that way.
Coach, now all the players you done coached and from when you started to now, how do you send a message out to the players about what it's gonna be like in life after football, like to prepare themselves for, hey man, you need a degree, hey, you need to be handling business here, so because it's really helping you for the future, not just here. Don't just think about now, think about future. Like, how do you give that message to the players?
Well, I think that's I've always loved my players because my team was always my family. Our football team when I played there at Bartow I truly felt like they were my brothers, and they were my real brothers. And so I think when I first started, I knew that football taught a lot of life skills that we were going to need to not quit in life per se, to be tough. But after, coaching as many years as the Lord's allowed me to coach, I only have one goal for my kids. I mean, I pray that every kid that I coach has a relationship with Jesus before they shut their eyes. And what I've learned is, I didn't, with a lot of mistakes I made growing up in Bartow is